How do you
We
want
look
it?
at you then we say, come for a trial like that.
No, look here.
Come trial with us.
Again.
Hi, I'm Roy.
Hi, I'm Natalie.
Together
we have two boys. I think like Koen has been in BJJ for about 1.5 years. Yeah, and I think physically he's strong. He has abs and he can do a diamond push-up. But okay, jokes aside, I think like mentally he has became a very resilient boy. And I think this transcends to like other parts of his life. Like in school, he's very hardworking, and even if it's hard, he doesn't give up. He has never once said that he doesn't want to go training, even though, you know, as parents, sometimes we feel like, could it like tire him out too much? And I think one of the most like impactful memory I have of him being mentally strong is when there was once where he was sparring and he cut his lips. So like during a fight, his lips bled, and naturally we were very anxious. So I went up to him and asked him like, how are you? Are you okay? And his response was, it's okay, I'm a man, I can take it. And I felt like that really made me feel that, wow, like at just a tender age of 6, he could tell me that. So we felt like, you know, this is why we signed him up for BJJ. Like we wanted him to, you know, be like a strong young man. What we appreciate most about the Gracie Baha BJJ program is that it teaches the kids like tough love. So I like that, you know, the instructors or the coaches like empower them to be strong, and especially the no crying after losing like policy. Yeah, so I feel like that, you know, it teaches the kids, especially since they're very young, a lot of life lessons. Like when it gets hard in life, you don't just cry. Yeah, because like in the real world, it's not gonna work. You know, like you need to think of solutions, like find how should you get out of a difficult position. So likewise in BJJ, if you're at a less desirable position, then you know what should you do? You should think instead of just crying. Yeah, so I think that's something that we value a lot. Like Prof. Bruno and all the other coaches here, we see that they really believe in our kids, you know, and empower them to be the best version that they are. We really like it.
So both my wife and I did many sports when we were young. I am in competitive rugby. I've won a collection of medals. Likewise, my wife, she was in gymnastics and ballet. We spent a lot of time in training. So naturally, we want the boys to be in sports and to be in that competitive spirit. There were a lot of tough love, pushing
from both our coaches.
Both coaches. We get the same empowerment value and belief from the coach to our boys here at Gracie Barra. We like the way they push them to the best version of themselves. We believe that being disciplined from such a young age and mentally strong will be able to allow them to be at their best when they are older. Yeah, and this is something that is difficult to find in preschool.
It's not something that can be taught in school.
So BJJ is not violent. In fact, there's a strong misconception that BJJ is violent because we got that a lot.
A lot, yeah. In fact, from like all our relatives, friends, yeah, like, ayo, why in BJJ so violent?
There's no kicking and punching for BJJ. It's mostly self-defense.
Yeah.
And going through the program will only benefit your child. So there's a saying, you got to teach your son to handle the pain. If not, the world would. So why not start them young?
Yeah.
BJJ is addictive. There's no turning back. So try the class now and you know what I mean.
Yes, and you also enjoy watching your child train. So I think that's the one thing that we really like. If you notice that we've always been sitting there, like from the start of the warm-up to the end of the class, because we just enjoy like watching our children grow.
Yeah, and to witness the growth and progression along the way.
So we initially enrolled Koen to BJJ because we were worried about bullying in primary school. So we know with the recent rise in like bullying case, we were just worried, you know, if he will be able to protect himself. But when he started, like who knew he was such a natural in a sport? Yeah, so we decided to like let him do it competitively. Yeah, and I think with competitive BJJ and participating in a lot of competitions, it's an achievement itself. Yeah, because like the amount of wins and losses, especially losses, teaches us that there's always room to grow. I think it teaches like our son a lot of values. Like you have to lose like gracefully. Yeah, and the only way to get better is to work harder and to train more.
Yeah.
And I think for us as parents,
And we drill and drill and drill.
yeah, and it is, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's disappointing when he lose. Yeah, but I think on our end, it's more of like not giving up. Like how can we, further help him and empower him to be better. So I think that whole like experience, like the competitive experience, it's an achievement itself. I think one core memory for us was that in one of the competitions, during his first match, he actually got kneed in the nose and it bled. Yeah, that was like his first round. So I mean, he cried and like it was the first time actually that we went to the paramedics at the site of the competition. So what surprised me was that he went on to fight after that, which is something that I thought like not every child can do. Yeah, like he didn't say like I don't want to fight anymore. Like he gave his best even though like his nose was just bleeding, and then the paramedics was telling us like, oh, you need to watch for like concussion in the next 24 hours. So I was actually like telling Roy like, should we like just tell him not to fight anymore because we are worried like will there be any consequences after that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Eventually we didn't pull out. We just let him continue because he was confident enough to tell us, hey, Papa, Mama, I
He's
can continue.
okay, yeah.
Like, it's okay to continue.
So yeah, I think that shows that he's really mentally strong, like in his mind. Because if it was me, I would have like said bye and like left. Yeah. I wouldn't be like, oh my god, let's do this. Yeah, and I think he had 4 fights after that because it was a round robin bracket. Yeah, so I really admire like his confidence and like his resilience in that situation. So that memory stuck with me.
So for mine, I don't have a core memory, but I do appreciate the attitude coming from him because he never once said that he doesn't want to come for BJJ training. He's always looking forward, and I'm always happy to bring him whenever I can and whenever I'm free from work. So I'm kind of very proud of him with that kind of attitude. Yeah.
For parents considering letting your child sign up for a martial art,
Come do trial with us.
Yay!